Mr. President, dear colleagues, sa ating mga kababayan, isang magandang hapon po sa inyo lahat. Napakabilis ng 6 na taon. Parang kailan lang, nung unang beses akong naupo rito, sabi ko, mukhang matagal-tagal pa at magre-relax tayo. Pero ngayon ay huling araw ko na dito sa Senado. Pero ganun pa man, hindi ko makakalimutan ng aking pong pangako. Noong 2013, ako ipapakbo bilang Senador ng ating bansa na gusto ko guminhawa ang buhay ng bawat Pilipino. At palagay ko, lahat po tayo dito sa Senado, ay yan ang ating hangarin na gumanda ang kalidad ng buhay, mayangat ang atas ng buhay ng bawat Pilipino. As a first termer, I worked hard to become worthy of the trust of our people and the legacy of the great men and women who served in this hallowed institution. My goal was to become an effective lawmaker, addressing the needs of our people, especially the most vulnerable, and rejecting corruption or any acts that would destroy the reputation of my family's name and tarnish the image of the Senate. Despite the fact that I was not unified in government, I was still awed by the prospects of serving our country as the center of this great nation. I consider the mandate given to me by our people both an honor and as a responsibility. And one of the things I learned in this life is never take duty and responsibility lightly. Today, as I leave the Senate, I'd like to think that I have fulfilled the mandate of our people. I'd like to think that I've done my job as best as I could, as honestly as I can, be demanded of a public servant. In my 6 years in this chamber, I have authored and co-authored a total of 379 bills. 70 of these were signed into law. As main sponsor and co-author of the Universal Healthcare Law, ang dati nating pinapangarap na libreng serbisyo pangkalusugan ay abot kaya na. While I led the passage of the law as chair of the Committee on Health, credit belongs to all of us in the 17th Congress and of course, the President who certified the bill as urgent and signed it into law. And at this point, I'd like to thank all my colleagues for supporting this landmark legislation, the principal author, our President, Senate President Pro Tempore Senator Ralph, my co-authors, there are several co-authors of this measure. I'd like to thank all of you and my colleagues for your support, Senate President Soto, for giving me the opportunity to become the chairman of Committee on Health. Hindi ko rin akalain nung binigay niyo sa akin ito, Mr. President, nagulat ako. Sabi ko, naku, anong gagawin ko rito? But the Lord really moves in mysterious ways. Who would have known that we would be able to pass a lot of landmark legislation, especially the Universal Healthcare Law and significant measures under the Committee on Health. So I'd like to thank my colleagues, the Senate President, Senator Recto, Majority Leader Miggs, for really pushing to make sure that this bill will be able to pass. And even the Minority Leader, Senator Franklin Lon, for your valuable contributions in shaping on how this bill became what it is today. So thank you very much, my colleagues. Hindi ko po pwedeng solohin ang Universal Healthcare Law. Lahat po tayo ang may kagagawan ng Universal Healthcare Law. Maraming salamat po sa inyo lahat. Subalit ang ating laban na mabigyan ng mataas na kalidad at abot kayang serbisyong pangkalusugan ang pamilyang Pilipino ay hindi nagtatapos. Kailangan nating siguruhin na may sapat na pondo ang batas upang tunay na mapakinabangan ng bayan. Kaya't ako'y nagagalak na naipasa natin kagabi ang tax bill na nagpupondo sa UHC. Maraming salamat sa ating Chairman Committee on Ways and Means, my co-Saverian brother, Senator Sani Angara. We are indeed meant for others, not for other women. Kailangan din natin siguraduhin na ang ahensya ng gobyerno, partikular na ang mga lokal na pamahalaan, ay may kakayahang ipatupad ang batas. Siguro nais ko na lang siguro ihabilin sa aking mga colleagues na may iwan dito. Just make sure, I hope, that every budget hearing, that the UHC will be funded and implemented. because this will be a game changer in the healthcare system of the country. Ito na po ang sagot para po guminhawa ang buhay ng ating mga kababayan, lalo na po sa larangan ng kalusugan. To my predecessor and who became my vice chair, Risa, ikaw nang bahalang magbantay na siguraduhin natin na ma-implement ito pong universal healthcare. I would have wished to be here during the 18th Congress to continue the struggle with you, but God has other plans. To my colleagues in the incoming senators of the 18th Congress, sa inyo ko na ibibili ng batas na ito, sana'y masiguro ninyo na maayos ang implementasyon nito. Bahala na po kayo at matutukan ang funding at implementasyon ng UHC. Likewise, I sponsored and co-authored the law establishing the Department of Human Settlements and Urban Development. We envision that the DHSUD will better address the housing problems of the country, specifically the increasing housing backlog, the increasing number of informal settlers at risk, and the poor implementation of existing housing laws. Ang layunin po natin na sana po balang araw ay dapat wala ng tawaging squatter sa sariling bayan. I'm also proud that I co-authored the Universal Access to Quality Tertiary Education Act. When I started as a public servant, one of my goals was to have at least one graduate in every family. Sabi ko noon, sana magkaroon ng graduate sa bawat pamilya upang mayangat natin ang antas ng buhay ng bawat pamilyang Pilipino. With this law, that dream is about to be realized. I'd like to specifically give recognition to my good friend, my colleague, even though we come from opposite sides. The beauty of the Senate is that we cross party lines for the good of the people. I'd like to congratulate and thank and recognize Senator Bam for sponsoring and spearheading this landmark legislation that would really give access to good quality tertiary education to our poor but deserving students. So to my partner, it was a pleasure working with you. And I'd like to thank all my colleagues also for making this possible. Ang tatlong mahalagang batas na ito na pinasa natin sa ika-57 Kongreso ay malaking tulong upang mapaginhawa ang buhay ng bawat Pilipino at papalapit tungo sa katuparan ang ating mga pangarap sa bawat pamilya. Disente pabahay, abot kayang serbisyo pangkalusugan at mataas na kalidad ng edukasyon. Para sa ating mga kababayang magsasaka, isinulong natin ang Free Irrigation Service to Small Farmers Act at ang Anti-Agricultural Smuggling Act upang matulungan sila mapalago ang kanilang kita at may pagpatuloy ang modernisasyon ng sektor ng agrikultura. Bukod sa mga batas na ito, ako din ay naging Vice Chair ng Finance Committee. And at this point, I'd like to thank Senator Lauren Legarda, the Chairman of the Finance Committee. Thank you, Tita Ganda, sa iyong, for your trust and confidence, sa iyong tiwala sa akin. And probably, I would tell my colleagues that probably this is one of the best things that has ever happened to me in the Senate, and I enjoyed defending the budgets of the different agencies of government. Napakalaking bagay at talagang ito po yung isa sa aking pakiramdam ko, ito yung talaga nakakatulong tayo sa ating mga kababayan. So, Senator Lauren, thank you very much for the trust and confidence that you have given me in making me your Vice Chair of the Committee on Finance. I defended the budget of major agencies like the OTR, DOH, DILG, among others. Minsan po, tinatawagan ako ni Senator Lauren Friday ng gabi. At pag may schedule na Monday ng umaga, sabi niya, JB, pagod na ako. Pwede bang ikaw na lang magdepensa? Sabi ko, tita, hindi ako nag-hear niyan. Hindi, kaya mo yan. Being a good soldier, I never refuse. And how can I refuse, Senator Lauren? Thank you very much for that trust and confidence to my tita Ganda, Senator Lauren. I push for the funding of the PNR North Line, the subway system, the Mindanao Railways, the new Clark International Airport Terminal Building, All of these are now undergoing construction or which will soon commence construction. This is in line with my belief that without infrastructure development, there can be no progress. Sana po ipagpatuloy ng ating po mga kababayan ang ating po mga infrastructure development, because I know that this will stimulate economic growth and this will really spread out the development and cause inclusive growth. In the past 3 years, we have also seen the improvement of the PNP's capability through the acquisition of air and maritime assets, firearms and equipment. Hopefully, this will provide our police with the capacity to better maintain peace and order in our communities. That is to our efforts in defending the budget of the ILG and PNP. These are just some of the important legacies of the 17th Congress, of which I'm very proud of, to have been part of. I'm particularly proud of being part of the Senate. Here I had the distinct opportunity of working with and learning from some of the best minds in government. At this point, I would like to thank my colleagues. Again, to Senate President Tito Soto, thank you for your support and leadership. Again, I will never forget that day that you nominated me as chairman of the Committee on Health. To my surprise, sabi ko nga, hindi ko alam ang gagawin nun. But it turned out to be the best, probably one of the best things that happened to me in this Congress. And we were able to pass under your leadership, Mr. Senate President, a lot of significant measures. The mental health law, HIV/AIDS, also, of course, the Universal Healthcare Law and other significant measures under the committee. Thank you very much, Senate President Soto, as well as your support for yours truly, even if I was trailing the first part, in the earlier part of the campaign. But your wholehearted support in my campaign really boosted my candidacy. Thank you very much to our Senate President. And I hope if I can only be here to vote for you, I will vote for you again. Senate President Pro Tempore Ralph, thank you for all the time she grilled me with your astute questions on the floor of the Senate. Those are all well taken because those helped me a lot in shaping all of the measures. And being the chairman, the principal author of the Universal Healthcare Law, I'm glad that we are really partners, being the principal sponsor. So thank you very much to our Senate President Pro Tempore Ralph. And I hope that we will have more time now, especially when your rendezvous at night. Please invite me. To our Majority Leader, Senator Mig Subiri, my seatmate, my partner in the 2013 elections, thank you for guiding me and the entire body to become more efficient and effective in our job. I am really admire you, Sen. Mix. You are really a leader. The seatmates is not only a barkada, not only are we young, but we are all hardworking. And I would say that under your leadership, the seatmates became one of the vital factors on why this Senate has become very productive. You were very instrumental in passing a lot of significant measures and landmark legislations. Thank you again to my very good friend, my seatmate, Majority Leader Senator Mig Subiri. To Minority Leader Senator Frank, salamat sa lahat ng tulong. When I first came in the Senate, you were the Senate President. I was in the opposition. It was awkward at first, but probably that trip to Turkey, when parliamentary visit to Turkey, when we were supposed to be 6, but in the end, it was just you and me. Sa totoo lang, nahiya na ako mag-cancel kasi pag hindi ako sumama, baka sabihin ayoko kayong kasama. But that turned out to be very, very well, and that's when I saw how good that Senator Dilo really has a good heart. He treated me like a younger brother or a younger son, even though I was in the opposition. Thank you very much, Senator Frank, and also for endorsing me in the last election in the Western Visayas, even though I was in the administration and you were in the opposition. Thank you very much, Senator Frank. My special mention goes to my seatmates again. Of course, Senator Joel, Senator Sherwin, Senator Sunny, Again, we're not just a barkada, but sort of a block, united by a desire to serve the public effectively. It was a great group to bounce of ideas, debate, and learn. Please keep that seat warm for me, guys. I hope to be back soon. And thank you very much also for coming out in my good one ad. Kahit na si Sen. Sherwin, baliktad ang sayaw. Siya yung wala sa, pagka nasa kanan lahat, nasa kaliwa siya. Pero okay pa rin. A for the effort. Thank you. Thank you, bro. I'm really proud of you. I cannot be any proud. I'm very proud to be a seatmate. I'm really proud of you guys. Please continue serving the nation. To Senator Loren, again, I have already thanked you. I can't thank you enough for making me the chairman of Vice Chair Committee on Finance. And probably this is where I was able to discover my other talent of defending the budgets of the different departments, of the key departments of government. Thank you very much, Senator Loren, for the trust. To my kapatid, Senator Grace, who was also my chairman in the Public Service Committee. Thank you very much, kapatid, for your support, especially the last election, kahit na even though we were campaigning separately, I know for a fact that you were endorsing me. Thank you very much for that. Alam mo na ako talaga good one.